All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to what, couple of days after Turkey Day here in America. This is Xter99, your host for Relationship and Breakup live stream. This is our this is video number 6, where I'm here to hopefully provide you guys, some guys and gals who are here, relationship and breakup support. Something I want to do for at least twice a week. And see if we can gather not only a gathering of people for these live streams for me to support you, but also gather enough people where the viewers can kind of support each other, if you would. Kind of like what they call an alcoholic anonymous AA meeting or whatever. Where they get together and kind of tell their story and kind of, give each other hugs and support, empathy, and, advice, that kind of thing. So that is my hopes for these live streams. I mean, obviously I'm not taking time out of my days to do these live streams for, just for my own sick little pleasure. So hopefully we can talk to somebody and be here for somebody that feels like they need support or somebody to listen, advice, or whatever it might be. So thanks so much for being here, guys. I appreciate you for coming in. And like so many of these live streams so far, or like almost every of these relationship and breakup live streams, it's starting off slow. It's probably going to start off with me just kind of, yapping, if you would, about, relationships. And I hope everybody's doing well out there. I hope that your relationships and your marriages, if you're married, are doing well. And if they are doing well, it's probably due to, a good foundation set in your relationship and communication, and hopefully being able to trust each other. But I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to listen, share my knowledge on what I know about relationships and breakups. And I've had a number of relationships, including a marriage in my life. I've been what they call the dumpee, where people have dumped me and broken my heart or left me standing alone. I've been there. I feel like I've been the dumpee probably more than I've been the dumper, but it's probably just because I remember being dumped, or it's more painful, I think, to be dumped. Kind of leaves you without any real, like when you're dumped by somebody, you really don't have any moves. It's not like you can rational talk or reasons you give somebody who dumps you is not going to work. Well, it may work in the movies, but in real life, writing letters or emails, or going out of your way to do exorbitant things for the person who dumped you is only going to push them further and further away and make them think that you're a real creep, you're a real stalker, you're psycho. I've even been accused of, or basically begging and pleading, all the things we don't want to do as a dumpee. But in the past, when somebody broke up with me and so they needed time or whatnot, and I'm like, oh, come on, baby, we can fix this. Oh, we can fix this. We can work this out. I've even been accused of being emotionally abusive just for trying to beg and plead, and basically saying that, hey, you not talking to me, or you going silent on me, or not responding or whatever is hurting me. And accused of being emotionally abusive for that in the past. So it's all the things we don't want to do, guys. It works in the movies. They teach you in the movies our whole life through that when you go through a breakup, when somebody breaks up with you, you got to fight for it, right? If you love them, fight for them. If you love them, never let go. But while it works in the movies, all you're going to do in real life by doing all that stuff is going to make you look really pathetic. You're going to prove to whoever dumped you that they made the right decision, right? And you got to understand when two people when two people connect in a relationship, when they first meet and they begin a relationship, uh, there's a high value. Both people see each other as a high value or a high enough value where they want to spend time together and communicate and, do everything that couples do, whether that be intimacy or whether that be cuddling or whether that be long, slow walks in the park or boat rides or long country drives or whatever it might be. And two people find a mutual interest and a value in each other. But when relationships come to a point where one person dumps the other person or says goodbye or says all the things that people say, the cliches, hey, this is me, it's not you. I feel like I love you, but I'm not in love with you. Um, all the different things people say that, really you got to take with a grain of salt because they don't mean a whole lot. But when that breakup happens, you've got to understand that the person breaking up doesn't see the other person as a value in their life anymore. They're not happy for whatever reason, right? They're looking for something more. But the person that's getting dumped is not providing. And it could be just negative experiences. It could be the high level of fighting causing the unhappiness. It could be another big one would be taking somebody for granted. So if you get involved in a relationship, let's say in the female, the guy's spending a lot of time with a female and listening and doing long conversations and doing those long country drives and taking her to the movies and cuddling on the couch and watching TV shows and um, all the different things that couples do in relationships. Uh, when one person is providing and giving a lot of time to one other person, that's what the person wants. But a lot of times I feel like one person or both people start taking each other for granted. So if you're in a relationship and you feel like you're being taken for granted or you're not seen by the other person as a high enough value, that might be a good reason why somebody would break up in a relationship. And at the time that the person breaks up with the other person, the dumper, the person that's breaking up, feels like they deserve more or that they're not happy enough or essentially that they're the higher value person of the two, right? They feel like they deserve more than the dumpee is providing at the time of the breakup. And when the dumpee, the person that gets dumped, tries to hang on or it surprises them and they try to hang on and give them rationale reasons, hey, we've been together for 5 years, hey, we've been together for 6 months or whatever, and you try to give rational reasons why the person dumping up with you should stay, why they should give it another chance, why, hey, you love me, you tell me you love me 100 times a day, why won't you work this out? All these rational reasons that we try to explain to the dumper are going to fail because the dumper has already made up their mind that they want out of the relationship. They've probably been thinking about this for some time, or it's come to an extreme point where they're just really unhappy. Maybe the fighting has gotten really bad, or maybe you've done something really crazy, like really, really hard to accept, like cheating on them, something like that. How you doing, Brookie Bear? What's going on? Here to help monitor. I appreciate that. Last time I did a live stream few days ago, I had a couple of trolls come in. Yeah. You can hear my dog drinking water out of the water bowl. But welcome everybody. I feel like these live streams, for the most part, are going to attract people that are looking for support and questions answered and stuff like that. People are going to be looking for support in a breakup for the most part. Because I feel like if people have a happy relationship, if people feel like they have a strong, healthy relationship, you're probably not going to be here, right? So for you to come and be searching YouTube and clicking on this live stream, chances are probably pretty high that you're either going through a breakup or you're thinking about breaking up or you feel it coming. So I really feel that sometimes in a relationship, especially, you can kind of smell the rain before it rains, you know. Um, and I feel like that's something in life too. Like sometimes you don't have to watch the weather or read the newspaper and see, hey, it's gonna rain tonight. You know, rainstorm coming in. Sometimes you don't need to have anybody tell you that a storm's coming in. You don't have to have anybody tell you that it's gonna rain tonight. And before the clouds even fill the sky outside, sometimes can't you just feel that? You can almost smell the rain before it comes. You can feel it, right? And that's definitely the case in relationships as well. A lot of times, I think you can almost feel like, you know, you're headed for collapse, or you're you can feel like it's going nowhere fast. You can feel like something's wrong. I think a lot of times people in relationships, when somebody's getting cheated on, you can almost feel it. And a lot of times there are signs, you know, if you're getting cheated on or whatever. You know, maybe you've been with somebody for 5 years and they've always worked 9 to 5, and then all of a sudden, right, once the intimacy and affection and cuddling stop, you know, all of a sudden your partner or your spouse starts telling you, hey, I have meetings tonight. Hey, I got to go do this training or whatever. I got to go do this training in another city. I mean, there's all these red flags and signs that come up. You know, if they've never went out of town to go on a week-long meeting, or they've never had to stay after work for 4 hours, and now all of a sudden they're starting to do this, you know, pretty regularly. Obviously, a big red flag. I think the problem is when we're in these relationships, when we're so invested over so much time and years and everything we've shared together with somebody that we really love, it's really easy to believe everything they say, right? It's really easy to believe, oh yeah, I got a meeting at work Friday night, hon, right? And then when they come in 2 hours late, 2 hours later than they said they would be home by 9. I'll probably be out till about 9 on Friday night. And then when they come in at midnight and they tell you, oh, after the meeting, I decided to go out with a friend. The guy tells them, hey, I decided to go out with Brad and Tony out to the bar for a couple of drinks. When really, they were out with, you know, Diana or whoever, right? But it's really easy sometimes when we really do love somebody, especially if we really trust them over a good amount of time, really easy to believe every word they say and to fight back those gut feelings that we have that something's wrong. You know, we tell ourselves that, oh, it couldn't be. There's no way they're, you know, doing anything. There's no way they're up to anything. And we ignore the red flags. And I'm not just talking about red flags for infidelity. These red flags could come up in a relationship for a number of different things, right? You could have red flags or feel like something's not going right just based on a, personality change with your partner. Maybe over the first 6 months, they love to cuddle and watch movies. Maybe they, were the first one to go up and hug you when you got home from work or when you got home from work. Maybe they were always really listened to you pretty intently and understood what you said. And maybe there's been a drop off in that connection. Maybe they're not so quick to give you a hug anymore. Maybe they're not up for cuddling as much as they used to. Intimacy has stopped. And maybe when you talk to them, they just kind of seem like they're far away. You don't really know what's on their mind. So there's lots of different red flags and signs that things are not going well that we can either work on or we can ignore, right? And I think it's really easy to ignore a lot of these signs when we are really invested, when we do feel like we love somebody, when we really do feel like we can trust them. When you hear I love you enough times, when you hear from somebody that they will never leave you, when you hear that you're the best person they've ever met enough times, it can be easy. It can be really easy to believe all that. But guys, we're gonna do these relationship live streams, and we're probably not gonna, like, I'm not gonna ramble like I did the last time for like an hour and 20 minutes with nobody here. So we're gonna start giving these relationship live streams and breakup live streams. We're gonna give them about 15-20 minutes. Nobody shows up, we're just gonna end up early, and we're gonna continue to try. We're gonna continue to try to be here for people, you know, with the time set. We're gonna continue to do these live streams around noon Eastern. Today we started a little bit late on Saturday, but around noon Eastern on Saturdays. We're gonna say somewhere between noon and 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, and then on Wednesdays, I don't get off of work until midnight Eastern. So I think that's going to be a little bit too late to do a live stream. So for now, I think we're going to make the Wednesday live streams the same time, around noon. Right? I would like to have different times. You know, I'd like to have a night stream and a daytime stream. And what I might eventually do is make it noon on Wednesdays when I work, and I might end up doing like a night stream at some point for Saturdays. But for right now, we're just going to have the live streams be around noon on Wednesdays, Saturdays. Just because I feel like I'm really not going to get anybody coming at, you know, at midnight or 1 a.m. on Wednesday night. But is anybody here? Is anybody besides Brookie Bear? I know Brookie Bear's here. Is anybody else here that wants to talk or? Just a second here. Alright guys, we're about 20 minutes already into this live stream. I want to go ahead and thank you guys for being here. If you guys do miss this live stream or you catch this live stream afterwards and you're like, oh man, I wish I would have been there or whatever, remember you guys can always send me an email at askzaxter@yahoo.com. That's ASKZAXTOR at yahoo.com, all one word. Definitely send an email to me there, and we'll try to get to you with the next live stream. So if I have emails or whatever, maybe that's what I'll start doing until we start getting more people coming to these live streams, is I'll talk about or answer any emails that I get in these live streams. So be sure you send me your questions, your problems, your concerns, whatever you need, to my askzaxter@yahoo.com. Alright guys, I'm going to be right back here on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, with another live stream here in just a few minutes. I'm going to be working on my next team game, which is a blackjack game. So you guys can hang out with me there, and if you're coming in and you have a relationship issue or whatever, and you talk to me while I'm streaming me working on my game, you do that as well. I have no problem with that. Alright, thanks so much for watching, Brookie Bear. Thanks so much for coming in, hon. And I'll be right back here in a little bit, or in a few minutes rather, as I start coding my